Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. Today is October the 27th. I'm looking forward to doing your Just for Today in a meditation. If you need to reach me, please feel free to do so at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Let's go ahead and get into our meditation. Okay, we got so many different screens. I know that's not the one we want. That's our spiritual principle day, but this is the one that we want. So let's go ahead and read that together. October 27th, living in the present. We want to look our past in the face, see it for what it really was, and release it so we can live today. Basic text, page 29. For many of us, the past is like a bad dream. Our lives aren't the same anymore, but we still have fleeting, highly charged emotional memories of a really uncomfortable past. The guilt, fear, and anger that once dominated us may spill into our new life, complicating our efforts to change and grow. The 12 steps are the formula that helps us learn to put the past in its place. Through the fourth and fifth steps, we become aware that our old behavior didn't work. We ask a higher power to relieve us of our shortcomings in the sixth and seventh steps. And we begin to be relieved of the guilt and fear that plagued us for so many years. In the eighth and ninth steps, by making amends, we demonstrate to others that our lives are changing. We are no longer controlled by the past. Once the past loses its control over us, we are free to find new ways to live, ways that reflect who we truly are. Just for today, I don't have to be controlled by my past. I will live this new day as the new person I am becoming. I like that. And it relates to the past, the present, and the future. It tells us that we need to look our past squarely in the face and see it for what it really was. And one of the ways that we do that, you guys, is through the fourth and fifth step. That's why I'm always saying we have a will. We have a will that is perfectly built in Narcotics Anonymous. We don't have to waste time rebuilding it. We just need to follow suggestions. Find a sponsor and work your steps with that sponsor, because there has to be things from our past that still disturb us. It is humanly impossible not to have a past that is disturbing when you first come to Narcotics Anonymous. Even after you've been around a while, there's still a tendency for some memories to come up that are very disturbing, very triggering. Some people call it post-traumatic stress disorder. Some people just said, I had a bad day. It's very triggering. I couldn't stop thinking about such and such and such and such. So, as individuals, we are going to have times when our past comes up uninvited, quite intrusive sometimes. But here's the thing, Narcotics Anonymous gives us a way to be able to deal with that. We write about it. We use the step working guide to write about it. Look at all that stuff from the past, no matter how long it takes to write it. We try to keep it simple because we know eventually we'll probably do another fourth step and then another, right? But the whole intent of this is to realize that we can live in the present by facing the past through the fourth and fifth step. To me, that's exciting. To me, that is something that I want to do, right? I believe that through I want to say in my lifetime, in recovery, I've had four thorough 4 steps, but it's the very, very first one that stays in my brain because it is the one that I did it with someone that was not my sponsor. Because at that time, I was having problems with my sponsor and her ability to not gossip about everyone that she was sponsoring. And I was one of the main people she gossiped, seemed like to me, too. But I'm sure there was 10 of us, so I'm sure she gossiped with others. So I didn't cover my first 4th step with her. I did it with a lady that I had met at a spiritual NA retreat in Indiana called We Grow with Love. Now, I had met her the year before, and they do it I'm sure it's still going on. They do it every Memorial Day weekend. So I met her the year before, and then here I am going through my step work, and I am sure that I'm not getting ready to do a 5th step with my sponsor. So I contact this lady and I said, can you meet me at the retreat coming up and agree to go over my 4th step with me, do a 5th step with me? And she said, what about your sponsor? And I explained just what I told you guys. And she said, of course. And we took the whole weekend because there were certain stages that I hit that if she had not been as kind and as compassionate as she was and perceptive, she was able to discern when I was in over my head and when we needed to take a break. And she did that for me. And we took all weekend. Virtually, we took all weekend. But I remember when we were done, and she was so happy. She was as happy as I was. And I remember walking past a group of people, and there were some people in the group that I knew, and they stopped me, and they were like, you look so different. You are glowing, girl. And I just started laughing. And I said, huh? I said, I just finished my 5th step. I feel, I feel exposed. I feel naked. I feel worried. My mind is saying, oh my goodness, I hope she was able to actually handle all that information I share with her. And you're saying I'm glowing? They said, you don't look anything like you're saying you feel. You are glowing. You are an attraction. I noticed you as we were passing you by. And I was like, wow. So that is the benefit of letting all that stuff go, of facing it squarely in the face. I will never forget that very, very first 4th step. The other ones, they pale in comparison. They pale miserably in comparison to that first initial opportunity to get all of that past that I was facing or had been living, get all of that dealt with someone that was loving and compassionate. I told this lady my deepest, darkest secrets. Let me take a drink. Hold on. Let me drink some of this warm coffee. Okay. That was soothing. So I want for you to think about doing the same thing. I want you to think about doing your 4th and 5th step, what it's going to take to get you to that stage, because state steps are written in order for a reason. We hear that all the time. So that you can experience the freedom. If you've never done one before, that first one is amazing. And I know you're thinking to myself, honey, the stuff that I've done, are you serious? Yes, I'm serious. To be free of that, like I said, it'll come back up. But you'll be doing another fourth step like I did, and you can write over it again if you need to. You don't even have to wait. You could just call your sponsor and talk about it, or go to a meeting and share about whatever that is affecting your recovery. I believe that today there's going to be a group of people that are going to get off of this podcast and they're going to initiate step writing work or initiate finishing their fourth step and doing it with their sponsor in a fifth step, or they're going to let their sponsor know, I think it's time for me to do another fourth step. See, because once you've done the first set of steps, the fourth step can almost be like a daily inventory, except for you don't do it daily. It's accumulative. Maybe you'll do it in the fourth month of the year. Maybe you'll do it once a year. Maybe you'll just cycle through the steps, and when you get to it, you get to it. But for some people, just knowing that they're going to do an annual fourth step works for them, no matter what or where they are in the process of life. They schedule with their sponsor to do a fourth step once a year. I wish you the best. I hope that you will realize that your past no longer controls you, that you can live this day, this new day, with this new person that you are becoming, and move forward into freedom. My name is MightyStream. I've enjoyed talking to you, and I will be talking to you tomorrow.